Y'all don't even know what happens behind closed doors or in private. Ever since we broke up, he messages me, will blow up my phone, mind you, not only me, but he'll blow up my mom's phone. Is that normal behavior to you?
Liam Payne is missing his days at One Direction because he can't stop crashing his former bandmates' shows and embarrassing himself even further. His ex-fiancée Maya recently revealed that whenever Liam gets in trouble with his new girlfriend Cassidy, she will take away his phone and he will create fake numbers to harass Maya and her mother and her friends. Liam Payne's desperation is coming to light, so let's get into it. I'm sure Harry Styles and the other One Direction members are happy this band broke up a long time ago because Liam Payne's past is scary, and now that it's coming to light, it makes me question everything I know about One Direction. I mean, maybe Liam Payne is the monster in this group that ultimately led to its downfall. Either way, his ex Maya Henry has a story to tell, and guys, it's pretty disturbing. I feel like Liam has been able to charm his way up through fame because of his One Direction status. People just think he's a good guy. I mean, he's in this band, they're harmless, Harry Styles is great. But that's far from the truth. He's got stalking tendencies, he's threatening, and probably most scary of all is that he mobilizes the fan base he has to go and harass and attack people. So Maya Henry, Liam's ex-fiancée, is coming out with a book and she's sharing a lot of information about him and what she had gone through. Maya claimed to know which one of Liam's former band members threw him against a wall. I did a deep dive on One Direction in my Let's Get Into It podcast, and there's a lot of different reasons on why they had broken up. One of them is bad management. But looking at what Maya is sharing, I question how much of it was bad management or just a bad member. Now, back in May 2022, Liam initially revealed that he got into a spat with one of his fellow One Direction members while appearing as a guest on Logan Paul's controversial Impulsive podcast. He said there was an argument backstage and one member in particular threw me against a wall. I said to him, if you don't remove those hands, there's a likelihood you'll never use them again. So it got pretty intense. Here's a clip from that podcast where he's telling that story.
Have any of the boys in the group ever actually come to blows?
It came very close at points. I think it was well known within the band that I don't like taking. I made it very obvious, I'm not going to tell you how. There was one moment where there was an argument backstage and one member in particular threw me up a wall. So I said to him, if you don't remove those hands, there's a high likelihood you'll never use them again.
Now, in that story, he didn't say which member he got into it with, but he did go on to say that he dislikes Zayn Malik, who is also violent. I mean, we've talked about what he has done to Gigi Hadid. Actually, it seems like there's a few bad apples in this band. He said there's many reasons why I dislike Zayn, and there's many reasons why I'll always be on his side. So wait, okay, so was Zayn the one or not? We're gonna dive into Liam's toxic relationship with Maya, but I just want to clarify this little incident because she gave us the information and she didn't hold back. She told us that it was in fact Zayn.
Okay, I see this all the time everywhere. I've heard his inseparable stories so many times, and he told me it was Zayn.
It makes me question if maybe Zayn and Liam had this rift and that's what ultimately tore them all apart. Throughout this relationship and after their relationship, she has gone through hell. And she's exposing everything in her TikTok, which I'm glad she's talking about it instead of waiting until, releasing a book or something along those lines. But I think it's actually a cry for help and maybe her only last attempt to make this man stop harassing her. I mean, this headline reads, Liam Payne's ex-girlfriend says he stalks her madly. Now, she goes on to TikTok to address some specific claims about their relationship, and I want you guys to hear it straight from her. She goes on to reveal that ever since they broke up, he messages me, blows up my phone, and it's not just from his number, it's from different numbers. So I never know where it's coming from, which is creepy. Who has time to go and get new numbers? Or it's like those crappy text-free apps on the iPhones. I hate those. Like, who uses those? I mean, I get it if you have to, but like, I feel like it's always for something bad or sketchy. She claimed that Liam went as far as to reaching out to her mother and her friends. He'll blow up my mom's phone. Is this normal behavior to you? He's even messaging my friends, constantly doing weird stuff. And in a time where it seems like the music industry is starting to flip, I wonder if these people who are problematic like Liam are actually going to be held accountable. You know what's wild? You could be walking down the street or headed to the grocery store and then bam, you're in an accident. Suddenly you're dealing with injuries, bills, and an insurance company that's doing everything in its power to give you the bare minimum. It's gotta feel so frustrating. Insurance companies always seem to pull the same tricks, offering you the lowest settlement possible. But here's where Morgan & Morgan steps in and changes the game. Morgan & Morgan isn't just another law firm. They are America's largest injury law firm, with 1,000 attorneys and offices in each state ready to fight for you. You don't have to deal with those insurance companies alone anymore because they've got your back. Take this for example. This year, they got a client in Florida at $12 million, way more than what the insurance company was offering. Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle. They will continue to fight until you get what you deserve. And here's the kicker. The whole process is as easy as ordering takeout. You can submit everything from your phone. No need for paperwork marathons or endless appointments. And with Morgan & Morgan, you only pay if you win. So if you've been injured or you know somebody, don't just sit there. You can head over to forthepeople.com/Sloan, or you can check out the link in my description below. It's fast, it's easy, and it's free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan is the team that fights for you because they're for the people. Thank you for sponsoring this video and enjoy.
So I've been seeing ones like this everywhere, and honestly ones that say she needs to keep his name out of her mouth. She's obsessed, blah, blah, blah. They broke up years ago. Well, I made a 5-second TikTok about something he talked about on a podcast. He was the one airing out everyone's dirty laundry on a podcast. So it's okay for him to talk shit, but the minute I make a 5-second video, it's over, right? Also, you're calling me obsessed. Oh, she's crazy. This would happen when you are with someone who's obsessed, blah, blah, blah. Y'all don't even know what happens behind closed doors or in private. Ever since we broke up, he messages me, will blow up my phone, mind you, not only from his phone number, it's always from different.
Now, you know what? I've actually heard this kind of behavior before. Comment below. Have you guys ever had a boyfriend or a partner just like blow up your phone? They can't stop. They're like anxious or controlling or whatever it is. And it's just like a behavior that's so not cool. But I think it's part of his entitlement, him growing up as this boy bander. It's like, oh, he can have any girl he wants, but not her because she doesn't want you anymore.
Phone numbers too. So I never know where it's going to come from. He'll create new iCloud accounts to iMessage me. It's always a damn new iCloud account. I'm like, every time I see one pop up on my phone, I'm like, here we go again. And he does this when he gets his phone taken away. Also, not only me, but he'll blow up my mom's phone. Is that normal behavior to you? But I'm crazy for making a 5-second TikTok about something that he brought to the internet, and is also messaging my friends. Not only was he messaging them, I found out later while we were together, so they could go over to his house apparently. But then is also.
Wait, what? Did she just, was that a cheating thing? So your friends were hooking up with your man. Oh gosh, the hell she had gone through.
So was messaging my best friend to come over to his house when his girlfriend was gone, was saying, oh, my girlfriend's gone.
What is going on here? I mean, he sounds like a complete man-child, clearly insecure, and not him trying to hit on her best friend. He just seems like scum, and the comments agree. This person wrote, Liam Payne, they could never make me like you. Kaylee writes, LMAO, who takes his phone away? And then Georgia wrote, I believe absolutely everything you're saying. And I have to agree with her. I mean, there's evidence that backs this up. And like I said in the beginning, I think one of the worst qualities, or I guess attributes that Liam has is his desire, his go-to go and leverage his fan base for bad. You'll never see me go and tell you guys to go and harass someone and do those things. It's so just wrong. But I just don't think that Liam has grown up yet. He thinks it's cool to go and send his fan base to go and blow someone up. And I've seen this happen in other situations too, where the people who try to speak out against someone bigger is just flushed out.
He has all these people on his damn Snapchat, which he has for years apparently, that he messages or whatever. And on Instagram, and he says that.
Speaking of Snapchat, if you guys are not subscribed to my show, are you hooked yet? Please go and look at it on Snapchat and subscribe. That would mean so much.
He preys on One Direction fans because they will always be loyal to him and they won't tell on him. But also the fans that ride for him so hard, I will never understand. Okay, support whoever you love, you know, whatever. But when you constantly enable someone they're never gonna realize what they've done is bad, or they do realize, but they know that they can get away with it, which is what has happened to him for so many damn years. Everything gets swept under the rug, everything gets hidden. It's hard when you have these people that jump down your throat for speaking the truth on things that have happened, and quite frankly, very disgusting things that have happened and disgusting things that he's done. And he knows that too. He knows that he can get away with anything. He's told me. And, oh, don't you dare, don't tell anyone because they're not going to believe you anyways. Like, the fans always have our back. We can do whatever, we want, and they're always going to defend us. And he's right. That's the thing, is he's not even wrong. And he knows, and he uses that.
It's so scary to platform someone who has that type of power and who's going to use it for bad, or at least threatens to. I also really feel for her when she's talking about this like exhaustion, trying to get the truth out, but everything's just covered up. And these people like Maya, what she has gone through, truly, it must be hell. Because even recently I posted a podcast, side story real quick, but it's really bothered me the last few days. So posted a podcast on my Let's Get Into It podcast channel. And in this episode, I talked about Melanie Martinez and her accuser, Timothy Heller. I revisited it because Timothy came back this year, and, the video I did on this channel did well. So I did kind of like a remake, but higher quality, more information, things like that. Nonetheless, like, I came from a very unbiased standpoint. And, I talk about things all the time on the internet. You guys get it. But in this instance, I got this really nasty email. I was at dinner with my boyfriend. It was like, you did this horrible thing to a child, like saying I R-worded. Like what are you talking about? So it said that this Instagram page was exposing me for it. So I went to it, and they created like this page that was like a Melanie Martinez fan page, because I made this episode, literally made this fabricated story that I drove my car, waited outside of some girl's bus stop, and then like attacked her and did like horrific things. And I'm like, okay, wait, there's so many things. Okay, one, I would never. Two, like, bus stop. What, I live in like the city, girl. I haven't seen a bus stop. I don't know what, you know what I mean? Weird. I would never do that too. And then I'm homosexual. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, this person is just literally creating fake stories and trying to spread it. And then people, I guess at least one person saw and emailed me about it, like a threatening message. And it's like, seeing that happen on my little scale of me just like touching this story and covering it on my like podcast, I feel for what like Maya must be getting, because some of these fans, not even fans, but like really toxic stans, they go too far. But that's my 2 cents. Comment below what you guys think of that little story I just told you guys, because I don't know, just random. Maya also revealed that Liam attended Niall's concert at some point to take attention off of him. Niall is another former member of the band who has tried to make a name for himself. You guys can see from Snapchats from that night, he definitely was trying to be the center of attention at his former fellow bandmates' show, which I think is probably a way to, get the attention on him. But also, Maya saying this like tells me that he probably told her what his plan was.
But yeah, also talking shit about your bandmates and then showing up to their concerts, but it's always for your own benefit. It's not even because you actually just want to go support. You want to go stand up there and like take the attention away from everyone. Really? Because everyone's going to be videotaping you. And just like you did at Louis' concert the day my book came out, don't even get me started. That's going to be another story time of what happened before my damn book came out and like the lengths these people went to.
Wow. It is so, okay. And also, who's doing the Macarena? Like, okay. Hey. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, a picture. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's totally soaking it up. Oh boy, he probably misses it so bad. I just know that he has been in his flop era ever since then. Maya has also written a book before, and it's suspected to be about Liam. Writing 2020 was a dark and scary time for all of us. I was coming off a period in my life with a lot of pain. I'm nervous to share this project that was once my most personal outlet of joy and freedom. I hope by doing so, anyone out there experiencing similar trauma and hardships as my main character Will feels less alone. And looking at the content warnings, she goes into it. I mean, there's a warning for abuse, violence, harm, substance use, EDs, even procedures. Ooh. And you know that Liam probably did everything in his power to stop this book from coming out.
I read Maya Henry's book, and I suggest that you do as well, because although it's a fiction novel, it is based on the things that Liam did and said to her. And after reading that, I was like, this man needs to be in jail, period. But I digress. There are new allegations now surfacing. And this comes after Liam went to Niall Horan's concert and just made a fool of himself, really tried to take the attention. And people on the internet were just like, you know what, I'm sick of this shit. I am going to expose you. And a lot of the DMs that are surfacing are from girls who were fans of One Direction back in the day. And they are essentially saying, hey, I used to DM Liam and he used to DM me back and he used to ask for news, ask for videos, without asking if I was even 18 years old. And that is disgusting and a problem. Because you are taking advantage of these young girls who love you, who support you, and asking them for things that they will probably do because they love you and they want to impress you. And that, to me, is a huge abuse of power. These were some DMs with somebody who Liam solicited nudes from while he was dating his current girlfriend, Kate Cassidy. And basically, this person told Kate, like, hey, Liam is DMing me on Snapchat and asking for inappropriate videos and pictures.
I do think she's referring to this character in like a third person to probably legally protect herself. And maybe certain things aren't like exactly how they were to be, but I think the allegations, the core premise of this book is probably so true. Now, he does have a new girlfriend. Her name is Cassidy, and he actually got a little bit of backlash recently because he commented on his girlfriend's outfit, saying that she was nice and covered up for once, which people read very misogynistically and kind of just like mean. I mean, you're taking a nice video with your girlfriend and you're like, oh, she's covered up for once. It's like, why don't you just tell her like she looks beautiful? Like I think about like Pookie and Jet on or Campbell, Puckett and Jet or whatever on TikTok, and they're like my favorite couple on there. They're so sweet, and Jet is so nice to her, and Liam just seems like the opposite of Jet. If you guys know, you know exactly the reference I'm making. Also, do you guys see that Pookie's having a baby girl? They're gonna have a baby girl, Pookie, which Jet is just such a girl dad. Like it's just sense. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please check me out on TikTok at SloanHooks and Instagram with the same username, and I will see you guys in a new video soon. Bye guys.